Family, a soulful song of breaking free from feudal chains. A saga of a family's rise and fall, a lament for an era. Jin's family mirrors the Gao family, revealing how feudal rituals crush humanity and how the younger generation seeks light amid oppression. This work is not just a novel but a spiritual portrait of an era, questioning our choices between tradition and freedom. Chapter 1. The Family Cage, the Iron Curtain of Feudal Rituals. The Gao family is a prominent clan in Chengdu, outwardly illustrious but inwardly bound by the Iron Curtain of feudal rituals. Old Master Gao holds absolute authority, his will an invisible shackle controlling everyone's fate. The eldest grandson, Juexin, as the family heir, is forced to bear the burden of firstborn of the eldest branch, abandoning his love for his cousin maid to marry Ruish, arranged by the family. This arrangement not only destroys his happiness but also plants the seeds for future tragedies. Feudal rituals are not only the backbone of the Gao family but also a microcosm of that era's society. Under the guise of filial piety and propriety, they strip away personal freedom and emotions. As Jin writes in the novel, this family is a prison, a tomb. Juexin's submission reflects the weight of this oppression. He yearns to rebel but is suffocated by family duties. His compromise is not just a personal tragedy but a reflection of countless individuals forced to abandon themselves under feudal systems. Such phenomena were common in late Qing society. For instance, the late Qing reformer Tan Saitong's family was similarly steeped in such oppression. His father, a high official, demanded he follow a traditional career path, but Tan chose to join the reform movement, striving to break the chains of the old system. Compared to Tan's boldness, Juexin's compromise seems even more tragic, highlighting feudal rituals' destruction of individuality. His life is defined by the family's expectations, each step guided by invisible ropes, leaving him no room for choice. Gao family's hierarchical system permeates every aspect of daily life. From meals and living arrangements to marriage decisions, every detail is governed by ritual constraints. For example, women in the family must strictly adhere to the 3 obediences and 4 virtues, with no room for deviation. Such rigid norms trap family members in a stifling atmosphere, as if the air itself is heavy with restraint. Juexin's younger brothers, Juemin and Juehui, also feel this oppression, but they choose different paths, laying the groundwork for their awakening. The feudal family's power structure is evident not only in the control of elders over the young, but also in the hierarchy between masters and servants. This divide is an unbridgeable chasm within the Gao family. Servants endure not only heavy labor but also arbitrary punishments from their masters. For instance, Mingfeng, while serving Old Master Gao, faces scolding for the slightest mistake, even deprived of basic rest. Her life is confined to serving the family, with no personal space. This reflects the extreme oppression of lower-class laborers in feudal society, where servants' worth lies solely in their labor, not their dignity as humans. In many late Qing families, similar situations were commonplace. Historian Tang Dagon notes that in a prominent Jiangnan family, a servant died from punishment for a minor error, yet no one cared. This brutal hierarchy not only destroyed servants' hopes but also reinforced the feudal family's power structure. The Gao family's servants live like shadows, existing only to highlight their master's authority. This disregard for servants extends to ceremonial occasions. During the Gao family's ancestral worship ceremonies, servants work tirelessly through the night but are excluded from formal rituals, standing far away, enduring cold and exhaustion. Mingfeng was once publicly reprimanded by Old Master Gao for unsteady tea serving during such a ceremony, her shame and helplessness ignored. Such scenes were common in late Qing families. Historical records describe a He-Zhang clan's servant, expelled for a ritual mistake, who froze to death on the streets. These details reveal how feudal rituals twisted humanity into mere tools, objectifying servants' existence. This cold atmosphere in the Gao family sparks doubts in young members like Juehui about the family's prestige, planting seeds for their awakening. Maid Mingfeng's fate epitomizes this system. Though living within the Gao family, she can never escape her servant status. Her existence is for the family's service, her emotions and dignity utterly ignored. Such hierarchies were prevalent in late Qing society, where servants' status was often lower than livestock, their lives and feelings trampled at will. Chapter 2: The Spark of Awakening, the brothers' divergent paths. Among the Gao family's younger generation, Juexin, Juemin, and Juehui represent different stages of awakening. Juexin is a tragic figure, a victim of the feudal system due to his compliance. Once the family's most promising youth, educated in modern ways and full of dreams for freedom, he is forced to abandon his ideals, accepting an arranged marriage and living a hollow, outwardly splendid life. This compromise makes him a preserver of the old system, sustaining its operation. Juemin chooses a milder form of resistance. Though less radical than Juehui, he rejects an arranged marriage to pursue love with kin, showing a yearning for freedom. His struggle is fraught with challenges, as family pressures push him into dilemmas, but he ultimately perseveres. His choice represents a balanced awakening, not fully breaking free from the family but carving out limited happiness. Juehui is the most radical, influenced by the New Culture movement and progressive books, believing personal happiness hinges on freedom. His love for Mingfeng ends tragically, but he remains undeterred, choosing to leave the family to chase his ideals. As the novel states, "What I want is light, what I want is freedom." His cry is not just a personal declaration but the voice of countless youths of that era. Juehui's departure symbolizes a complete break from the old world, his courage igniting hope for others in the family. The New Culture movement of the early Republic provided the intellectual soil for Juehui. For example, Lu Xun's articles in New Youth inspired countless youths to question the flaws of feudal rituals. Lu Xun's brother, Ho Zoran, recalled his own pain under family expectations, ultimately critiquing old culture through writing. Juehui's image echoes these real figures, embodying the budding of new ideas. His awakening is not isolated but tied to the era's surging intellectual currents. In his study, Juehui reads New Youth, encountering democratic and scientific ideas, as well as Western Enlightenment thought like Rousseau's The Social Contract and Tolstoy's works. These books lead him to question family authority and ponder the relationship between individuals and society. His awakening is marked by inner conflict, torn between familial bonds and the desire for freedom. Such contradictions were common among early Republican youths. Historian Chen Ying recalled his own struggles with family expectations versus personal ideals, choosing academia to balance tradition and modernity. Juehui's journey is an intellectual adventure, from initial confusion to resolute conviction, showing a youth's transformation amid societal upheaval. Juehui's resolve is not instantaneous but grows through observing family elders. For instance, old Master Gao's tyranny suffocates him, while his uncle Qian's hypocrisy, outwardly compliant but secretly greedy, disgusts him. Qian's duplicity makes Juehui see the hypocrisy of traditional morality. Early Republican thinker Hang Taiyan criticized feudal false filial piety in Qia Shu, writing, "The name of filial piety masks selfish gain." Juehui's reading and real-world observations intertwine, linking his personal fate to societal change. His awakening is not just individual but a microcosm of the era's collective consciousness. His transformation from confusion to courage reflects a youth's evolution in the tide of history. The brothers' choices reflect the diverse attitudes of late Qing to early Republican youths toward tradition and modernity. Juexin's compliance represents the majority's resignation, Juemin's compromise reflects limited resistance, and Juehui's radicalism heralds the hope of a new generation. Their stories are not just personal fates but a microcosm of societal transformation. Chapter 3: The Lament of Love, Shattered Dreams Under Feudalism. The love stories in family are steeped in tragedy. Juexin and Mei's love is torn apart by the family, leaving only regret. Childhood sweethearts who deeply loved each other, they are forced apart by family intervention. Mei dies of despair, while Juexin continues his family duties in pain. This shattered love is not just a personal tragedy but a testament to feudalism's destruction of emotions. Juehui and Mingfeng's love is even more tragic. As a maid, Mingfeng's lowly status makes her love vulnerable to feudal hierarchies. Her feelings for Juehui are pure and sincere, but under Old Master Gao's pressure, she is betrothed to another, losing all hope. But Jin writes, she felt like a bird trapped in a cage, never able to fly free. Mingfeng's choice to drown herself is a protest against feudalism's dehumanization. Juemin and Juemin's love, though ultimately successful, is fraught with obstacles. Juemin's persistence allows him to secure happiness despite family opposition, but their success is an exception, not the norm. As a woman educated in modern ways, Qin's courage, alongside Juemin's resistance, makes their marriage possible. Yet, even this outcome cannot mask feudalism's pervasive oppression of love. Similar tragedies resonate in reality. Late King revolutionary Qia Jin's marriage mirrors this. Arranged to marry a man she didn't love, she sought selfhood through reading and revolution but could never fully escape family constraints. Her poem, "My body cannot join the ranks of men, but my heart is fiercer than theirs," echoes Mingfeng's despair, revealing women's struggles in old society. Qia Jin's resistance, though ending in tragedy, inspired later generations to pursue freedom, much like Mingfeng's sacrifice. Love in family is not just an expression of personal emotion but a reflection of societal oppression. Each failed love story points to the ruthlessness of the feudal system. In the Gao family, love is both an emotional refuge and a test of social hierarchy. Juexin and Mei's love fails not only due to family interference but also because Mei's background is deemed unsuitable. Such notions of social status were deeply rooted in late Qing society, where marriage was often a tool for family alliances, not emotional fulfillment. For instance, late Qing statesman Zheng Guofan's daughter, Zheng Jifan, was arranged to marry a man she didn't love, writing in her diary, "Marriage is decided by parents' command, how dare I disobey?" This resignation mirrors Juexin's compromise. Mingfeng and Juehui's love is even more tragic due to class differences. Her maid status leaves her voiceless in the family, her love seen as a challenge to family order. Her drowning is not just personal despair but a silent indictment of the class system. Such tragedies were common in late Qing records. Shenbao reported a Jiangnan woman who took her life after being betrothed to an elderly merchant, sparking brief societal debate on arranged marriages. These shattered loves collectively reveal feudalism's merciless crushing of humanity. The experiences of Juexin, Juehui, and Juemin show that love in that era was often a sacrificial victim, yet the pursuit of love became a starting point for individual awakening. Chapter 4. Women's Outcry, the Oppressed Soul. The female characters in family are direct victims of feudal oppression. Mingfeng's suicide by drowning and Ruiyu's death in childbirth reveal women's tragic fates in feudal society. Ruish, gentle and virtuous, embodies the ideal daughter-in-law, yet she dies in childbirth due to the family's superstitious insistence on delivering outside the city. Death is not just a personal tragedy but a reflection of feudal superstition's harm. Ruiyu's compliance contrasts with Mingfeng's resistance, yet both meet tragic ends. Mingfeng tries to escape her fate through love, but her efforts are powerless against the class system. Ruish accepts her fate, but her compliance brings no happiness, making her a victim of family rules. As Jin writes, "Their tears and blood are this society's heaviest sigh." Republican writer Ding Ling's life parallels these women. Trapped in an unhappy arranged marriage, she sought selfhood through writing and revolution but faced societal prejudice. In her autobiography, she wrote, "All I wanted was to be myself." This mirrors Mingfeng and Ruiyu's struggles. Women in feudal society, whether compliant or resistant, could hardly escape tragic fates. Other women in the Gao family, like Qin's sister Lu Xun, also endure oppression to varying degrees. Lu Xun's marriage, arranged by the family, leaves her with an outwardly gentle but indifferent husband, sheltered by the family. Her silence and endurance reflect countless women's resignation under feudalism. These women's stories collectively form an indictment of feudal rituals, revealing their helplessness and sacrifice. Women in the Gao family are trapped in an invisible cage. Their actions and words are tightly bound by moral norms, with even basic emotional expression deemed improper. For instance, Ruige maintains a gentle, compliant image but is inwardly filled with repression. She tries to ease her pain through talks with Juexin, but family rules deny her even the right to confide. Mingfeng's fate is even harsher, enduring both labor's oppression and her master's disdain. Her brief resistance, though fleeting, is like a piercing flash, illuminating women's helplessness in feudal society. Late king poet Su Zongliang's story is similar. Defying her family's arranged marriage, she expressed her will through poetry. "I'd give my blood for a free soul." Her verses echo Mingfeng's sacrifice, showing women's faint but resilient voices under oppression. These women's fates collectively form a profound accusation against feudal rituals. Chapter 4: The Call for Change, The Sprouts of New Thought. Family not only condemns the old system but also shows the sprouting of new thought. Juehui's departure symbolizes a farewell to the old world, inspired by New Youth and other publications advocating freedom and light. These works called for abolishing feudal rituals and promoting science and democracy, guiding Juehui's spirit. His choice is not just personal rebellion but a microcosm of societal change. The May 4th movement of 1919 was a real-world reflection of this change. Countless youths took to the streets, shouting for democracy and science. For instance, Huxi, through New Youth, promoted vernacular literature and intellectual liberation, directly influencing the youth. Juehui's image embodies this era's spirit, his choice representing the hope of a new generation. Juehui's departure is not just personal but a complete rejection of the feudal family system. His actions shake the family, even prompting some elders to question tradition's validity. For example, Juexin's father, Kemming, though outwardly furious at Juehui's rebellion, inwardly senses the old system's unsustainability. Juehui's courage inspires other young family members, like his cousin Shuhua, who begins secretly reading progressive books, yearning for freedom. This subtle spread of thought mirrors the New Culture movement. In the Republican era, such youth awakenings were widespread. Educator Cai Yuanpei, with his inclusive philosophy at Peking University, drew countless youths to intellectual enlightenment. Cai once said, "Education opens the mind." Juehui's image reflects this enlightenment spirit, his choice opening a window to a new world for others in the family. His departure, though disruptive, sparks hope for others to pursue freedom. Juemin's resistance, though less radical, also carries revolutionary significance. Through his marriage to Qin, he proves individuals can find happiness within limited spaces. His choice, though compromised, shows New Thought's impact on tradition. Juemin and Qin's union is not just a victory of love but a challenge to the old system. Such calls for change were not isolated. Liang Qisha, through works like On the New Citizen, called for national awakening and societal progress. His ideas align with Juehui's ideals, emphasizing individual awakening as the foundation of societal change. Liang once said, "A strong youth makes a strong nation." This resonates with family's core spirit, showing an era's arduous journey from oppression to awakening. Chapter 6: The Power of Change, From Family to Society. Family's transformation extends beyond individual awakening to societal change. The Gao family's decline reflects the decay of the feudal system, while Juehui and others' resistance hints at a new society's possibility. Their efforts are not immediate but plant seeds for future change. The Gao family's decline is not accidental but a result of feudalism's internal contradictions. Internal power struggles, elders' stubbornness, and the younger generation's awakening collectively lead to the system's collapse. For instance, Old Master Gao's autocratic rule maintains superficial prosperity but cannot stop the young's rebellion. His authority crumbles before Juehui's departure, signaling the end of the old system. Historically, similar forces of change emerged in the Republican era. Kang Yue, in the 100 Days Reform, sought to save the Qing dynasty through institutional change, though failing. His efforts laid ideological foundations for revolution. In the Book of Great Unity, Kang proposed a world for all, echoing Juehui's pursuit of freedom. These reformers' efforts, though not immediately successful, paved the way for societal progress. Family's transformative power lies not only in Juehui's resistance, but also in subtle cracks within the family. The younger generation begins questioning elders' authority, a faint but growing doubt. For example, Juemin's cousin Jueing, though young, begins doubting family rules under Juehui's influence. He once asked Juemin, "Why can't we decide for ourselves?" This innocent question symbolizes the sprouting of new thought. Even some servants, like the old maid Han, are affected. Witnessing Mingfeng's tragedy, she grows angry at her master's indifference, her sympathy adding a human glow to change. Such subtle forces were common in late Qing to Republican society. Reformer Yan Fu, by translating evolution and ethics, introduced survival of the fittest to China, inspiring reflection on traditional systems. Yan's efforts, though not transformative in the late Qing, set the stage for the May 4th movement's intellectual liberation. His motto, fidelity, clarity, elegance, was not just for translation but for spreading new thought. Juehin family echoes Yan's ideals, paving the way for societal progress in their own ways. These reformers' efforts, though small at the time, became streams converging into a torrent driving history forward. Family's transformative power also lies in subtle family changes. For instance, Juemin and Qin's marriage, though opposed, gains some family members' tacit approval. This limited compromise reflects new thoughts' infiltration into old ways. Some elders, like Juexin's mother, though traditional, show slight understanding toward the young's resistance. These small changes signal the loosening of the old system, creating possibilities for societal transformation. Chapter 7. Epilogue. The Revelation of Freedom. Family ends with the Gao family's decline and Juehui's departure, but its significance goes beyond. The novel shows that, though feudal chains are strong, they cannot stop the surge of new thought. Juehui's departure is not just a personal choice but a symbol of an era when the old world collapses, new hope rises. His exit, though causing temporary chaos, offers others a chance to reflect. Juexin, witnessing his brother's courage, begins questioning his own compliance, planting seeds of awakening in his heart, though he cannot fully change. Juemin and Qin's happy marriage proves the possibility of personal resistance, their story offering hope to others. As Jin expresses, freedom and happiness require courage to seize. Whether Juehui's boldness or Juemin's persistence, they offer us reflection. In a changing era, how do individuals find their place? The Gao family's story, though historical, still resonates with its call for freedom and humanity. Family's significance lies not only in critiquing feudalism, but in showing humanity's resilience and hope under oppression. This resilience and hope shine in every corner of the Gao family. For instance, Juexin's wife Ruish, though dying due to feudal superstitions, sustains family warmth with her gentleness and strength. Her presence is like a faint lamp, illuminating Juexin's inner darkness. Even in her final moments, she tries to protect her family, her selfless love a precious part of humanity. Juemin's sister Shuing, though lowly in the family, begins contemplating her future after Juehui's departure. Her awakening, though nascent, hints at more women pursuing freedom. Late Qing educator Yang Yinyu's story resonates. Defying family opposition, she persisted in education, dedicating herself to women's liberation. Yang once said, "Women's education is the nation's foundation." Her efforts echo the faint resistance of family's women, showing humanity's unyielding hope under oppression. This unyielding spirit continues faintly in the Gao family's younger generation. For example, Juemin's cousin Shuzhen, though young, shows remarkable resilience under family oppression. Punished with confinement for defying elders, she secretly copies Qin's progressive magazines at night, seeking the outside world. Her actions, though small, are like a faint spark, signaling more will walk the path of awakening. Late king feminist He Zhen's story echoes this. Defying family, she founded Tianyi Bao, advocating women's liberation, writing, "Women must empower themselves to break the cage." Shuzhen and He Zhen's small resistances light up family's faint glow of human resilience. Every struggling soul in the Gao family seeks a way out in their own way. Their stories remind us that, no matter how oppressive the environment, the desire for freedom and happiness never fades. This desire is not just the driving force of individual lives but the source of societal progress.